Another plant that should be a sure contender for your garden is the hardy Carex Everillo. This has to be one of my favorite sedges. It could be a grass. Botanically, it's known as a sedge. It's called Carex Everillo. Big name, just remember Everillo. This plant brings its bright, happy personality to the party, to the garden party, that is. Carex Everillo is bred and it originates from Japan. So with knowing that, we can immediately know that it can take really low temperatures. Plus, it's even happier when it's in shaded parts of the garden. And so many of us battle with what could we put in a shaded spot to the garden that's still going to give us that brightness. But certainly Everillo brings that to the garden party. In the semi-shade, like it is here, its plumes get lovely and long. I call this my blonde. She is the blonde in the garden, getting to about 40 centimeters in length. Really spectacular. When you need to clean her, because it's difficult to get in there, I simply just take my fingers and just pop them in there and then just rake it out. See, it does make it nice and easy. As a plant, she is best in the semi-shade. When you plant her into the full sun, although you do get more yellow, you don't get this lovely lime, it does go more golden, it tends to get a bit sun-scorched. Being from the northern hemisphere, it doesn't really cope with African summers. So as a shaded alternative, brilliant. It does not like wet feet. It needs a well-drained soil, but will not mind moisture. So if you've got dry shade or even moist shade, it will be okay, as long as there is some good drainage. So that kind of sums it up for you. If you do need to prune Everillo, then I would strongly suggest that you only do it in early spring. Do it then, because pruning it at any other time of the year really does set it back. She sulks for a long time. I mean, she's really quite pedantic about that. So only prune early spring. And if you want to divide it, very easily done. I started with 3 plants in this garden and look at how many I've got. So it's simply lifting it up, pulling it apart like you would just a mondo grass and planting it back in a good, well-composted hole. But for a bit of drama, loads of personality, brightness in any garden, whether it's in a pot, whether it's in a hanging basket or en masse like here, she's a keeper. Carex Everillo doesn't really have good flowers. They're pretty inconspicuous, these little tufts that emerge right from the center of the clumps. But I must tell you, when they do flower, you've got to find them, touch them a little bit, just a few taps, and you'll be able to see in front of your eyes how the pollen emerges in little puffs. Quite brilliant.